Hey, 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 I am live and looking like a bag of poo. So I think this is the third video in a series that I am doing about withdrawal of sertraline antidepressant medication. And yes, I'm very sweaty because I have just done a 20-minute exercise that I've made myself do. But I wanted to share this journey with you in the hope that it will be helpful for someone else who is wanting to either stop being on sertraline, an antidepressant, or is currently reducing their medication, or is in a bit of a funk because they've cut their medication down too quickly. So if you haven't watched the other videos, I will pop them below. There are 2 other videos so far in this little collection. And I'm talking about my journey of antidepressants withdrawal. I've been on them for 22 years, an awful long time. I have a history of complex trauma. So lots of shit happening in my life, which left me with paralyzing anxiety and depression, amongst lots of other things. Yeah, so I decided 8 months ago that I was going to come off sertraline. So I've been tapering it down, as you do, like shaving it off every week. And then it came to the very last small amounts, and I stopped it in one go. Since then, I have learned that not the best thing to do. You still need to reduce it. That I've learned that last little bit is like 10 times worth the potency of any of a little bit that you'll shave off. So that last little bit, for some reason, is incredibly, it has its potency is much stronger. I was listening to some doctor talk about the tapering down process. I wish I'd heard this before I decided to stop that last little bit. I would have saved myself an awful lot of emotional distress. But it is what it is, and I'm here now, and I decided to continue on the journey of withdrawal, which is not easy. So what I've done is I've spoken about a routine it is that I've created, and that routine consists of exercise when I get up, meditation, not a long meditation, a 20-minute meditation, journaling, eating really good food, and getting out at least once a day. But I completely fell off the wagon yesterday. I got out. I think that's the only thing I did. I didn't meditate. I didn't journal. I didn't. What else didn't I do? I didn't exercise. But I did go out. I didn't eat very well. I ate a shitload of chocolate because a friend of mine brought me back luxury Belgian chocolate, which, oh my God, yeah. So I gave in, I surrendered. And somehow my neighbours just bought me M&Ms. I can smell them through the packet. This is one addiction I have to stop, is the addiction to chocolate. And it is chocolate, the sugar, the emotional comfort it gives me. Yeah, so I pretty much failed yesterday, but I did go for a Thai massage, an hour Thai massage, and that was extremely painful. But I guess it is the equivalent. I guess you could call it the equivalent of doing a meditation and doing exercise. Thai massages are painful and relaxing, but painful. But you know you've had a Thai massage when you know you're having it when you have it. But anyway, I'm waffling. So I fell off the wagon yesterday. And I always say, as you know, today, in the here and now, is preparation for tomorrow. So I need to prepare today to feel healthier tomorrow. It's not about necessarily how I'm feeling today, even though that's all consuming and overwhelming. It's always about the preparation for tomorrow. So I feel better tomorrow, and then feel better day after day after day after. So some of the side effects I had when I first started the last part of the withdrawal were low energy, couldn't move, very heavy, really, really intrusive negative thoughts, that were crippling, not good enough, not smart enough. Any insecurity I have would be like it would just flood my mind, and I couldn't think about anything else. It was all consuming. It was horrendous. It's not like feeling it's the end of the world. I didn't feel that depressed where I thought, oh, I want to do something bad to myself. It was a overwhelming sense of hopelessness, that I'm never going to be able to fix this, that I was lost in and consumed in the depression and the trauma and the complex trauma and those emotions that it brings from the past. But I know, because of the level of work that I've done and how deep I've gone with myself in the past consciously, that isn't who I am. So I've been able to pull myself out of it. And that's why I want to share this with you, because I want to encourage you to see the light at the end of the tunnel and to know that you can absolutely pull yourself out of it. So low energy, unhealthy thoughts, and I also had a level of anxiety as well. I couldn't quite put my finger on it at the time, but now I can put my finger on it, and I recognize that it is anxiety that's been playing out. So as I've been going through this journey, I was talking to a good friend, who has a lot of experience in the spiritual realm of complex trauma and healing. And I was talking to her about feeling very fragmented, feeling that there's this conscious side of my personality that understands, I'm going to run out of power, that understands that complex trauma, the withdrawal, whatever it is that I'm experiencing from the withdrawal of the sertraline, isn't who I am. It's part of me. It is absolutely part of me. I can't deny that. It is part of me. But then there's this conscious part that is strong, powerful, wise, and then this very vulnerable part of me. And it feels like the two are separated. And there's a struggle between the traumatized part, the withdrawal essence, and there's a gap between the two, the conscious of who I really am, who I see myself as being strong, and the heaviness of the medication and the complex trauma. They feel like they're like, I can actually feel that one is the conscious side is the right side, and the depressed and heavy side is the left side. I can actually feel it. So the trick is to how to bring the two together. And I do think the two need to come together, because there's some work that I've done over the years. It's called inner child work. And part of that work has been to, well, I'm going to have to get my cable. Hang on a second. My cat has got something. I can hear him. Actually, it might not be him. It might be the gardener. Yeah, there's some work that I do, and that is called inner child work. And within that process, you can look this up. Inner child work is absolutely phenomenal. And this is where, as an adult in the here and now, you go back. Well, I use my higher self, which is the best version of me. My higher self, the very best version of me, the loving, caring, strong, only wants what's in my best interest. I use her to go back and to revisit the child or the young woman or the adult that has experienced the trauma. I will use her to have a conversation with where I've experienced the trauma, where the block is, where I've never been given any love, where there's never been a positive outcome. I'll use her to go in and mother and cover and mother sister, friend. Nourish her, let her know that she's safe. And they work together. One talks, expresses, the other comforts and lets her know that she's okay. So they come together, they're on the same playing field, they're on the same level. They both feel safe, they both feel nourished, they both feel loved. And what's going on now reminds me of that there's something playing out that I'm not necessarily consciously aware of, that I need to go back into and revisit and see where that block is, to bring the two things together, to bring harmony together between the conscious and the heaviness of the withdrawal that's going on, the acceptance, the love, the compassion, to bring the two together. Because I'm pretty convinced that if I don't do that, that this is going to stay fragmented. It's not going to be healed. It's going to, it needs to be resolved. There needs to be a connection, whatever that connection needs to be. Baby steps, for sure. It'll be absolutely baby steps. So that's what's happening. I've got, at the moment, in terms of symptoms, so my energy is better. I'd say about 60%. My intrusive thoughts, they're not really here. I can feel that heaviness, it's there, but it's not necessarily an intrusive thought. It's changed shape, which is great, fantastic. The devaluing of myself isn't there. And I think what's really helped me on this journey is that I know exactly who I want to step into. I'm very clear about who it is that I want to step into. And I use the power of the wolf in terms of the leadership qualities of the wolf to step into. So I wrote this book. I think it's back to front, Be More Wolf. It's a survivor's story, breaking the trauma cycle. And within the book, I talk about the qualities it is that you want to embrace and step into. You have to do this consciously. You don't just do them. You have to step into, take ownership of them, live and breathe them. That has helped me significantly to manage this process because I've known what direction I'm heading in. I've been very clear about the strength it is and the personality it is that I want to embrace. That has helped me significantly. So the thing that I'm left with, I guess, is connecting the two, what's going on between that trauma and the conscious mind, bring the two together again so they are in harmony. I'm experiencing head rushes. So I don't know quite how to describe it, but it's like I keep feeling a pulsing in the back of my head, and it goes right up the back of my head. That's the withdrawal. That's the sertraline withdrawal. So it's like a pulse. It goes like this. It makes me slightly dizzy for like a second, and then it disappears. And this isn't happening all the time. It's happening probably every 5 minutes. I'll get like a pulse. I'll get a reminder that it's hanging on in for dear life. Hello, I'm still here. Yeah. So I get that rush. So I'm back to my routine today. I've just done exercise. That's why I'm so sweaty. I've just done exercise. I'm just about to eat. And then I will meditate. And then I will journal. And then I will start my work for the day. The other thing that I've been doing is I have been reaching out to a lot of people and having conversations with people. And some of the conversations have been around, actually, I feel like crap. I've been really struggling. So those are nurturing conversations. Those are people who support me, who can offer me insight and wisdom and guidance. Then I've been having other conversations to do with my work to see where people are at, what they're working on, if I can help them in any way. Yeah, so there's another form of nurturing and stepping outside of what's happening, rather than playing in the smallness of it. The fear, not the smallness of it. Well, it is constricting. Let's use constricting is a better word. I'm moving into a space where I'm able to expand emotionally, not shut down. So if I expand emotionally, I'm going to be able to receive more emotionally. And what can happen is when you are feeling depressed, anxious, overwhelmed, is you close down. You just withdraw, you close down, you shrink, you constrict. I can't remember what the word is. You know what I mean. So we don't want that. We want little baby steps for you to be able to open up and to be able to expand and receive, not to shrink into and be consumed by the natural process of